All right, y'all, let's really take this time to talk about this episode of Game of Thrones. There's so much going on that I even had a hard time keeping up with it. It took me like a couple of watches to try to catch what was going on, man. Was Daemon's wife's death. It just started like an avalanche of things that were going to happen, and a lot. You know what I'm saying? This episode felt like it took forever to get through what it was going through. But there's a lot of changes going on. It even showed more of, with the time jump, the kids are a little bit older, of what's going on with, Alicent and how she's manipulating situations behind the scenes, especially with Rhaenyra and her family off on Dragonstone, and what's going on with Elle, you know what I'm saying, with her husband, and just not being around because like he's done with doing, you know what I'm saying, what he want to do. He's technically being bad at holding up his part of the agreement, what's going on, and a lot of that had to affect what was happening, because we show up to Daemon's wife's, you know what I'm saying, funeral. Of course, her mom blames Daemon for her not letting go home. You could really see the size of things she's taking on, because even when she walks up to her granddaughters to console them, she's really dismissive, you know what I'm saying, to Ray's son, and even to Ray was going on. It's just you could see that she knows she has to be on that side of the battle lines, but you're seeing that not necessarily people agree with everybody and what's going on, but they know it's better for them to side with one side than another, because you really start seeing the breakdown of the greens and the blacks and what should be coming in this upcoming war. Man, you're at the funeral, like they're doing a funeral, and like they're doing this thing talking about tying blood or something like that, and then you get Daemon laughing a little bit, and then everybody looking at him. At the whole time he's making like googly eyes at Ray. And there was a particular scene when they're walking on the beach, and Ray's telling him about leaving her, about Daemon leaving her, and him trying to discuss what's going on, and her talking about how her sons aren't legitimate, and how Leor isn't holding up his part of the deal, and different things like that. And it's interesting to see them constantly, like they finally do the nasty, like on the beach or whatever. And when she talks to him about become, tying their bloodlines, and them wedding, like an episode, and then he's like, your husband will have to be dead for that. That's the only way anybody will go for that. And this whole time, like this whole thing's happening, you're thinking like, she's gonna kill her husband. She's definitely down with killing her husband. And like the whole scene plays out with that, man. And you swear you think he's dead, because Daemon walks up to her husband's boyfriend, because remember, he's just a beard. She's his beard. And man, and just that conversation about the death must be swift. You know what I'm saying? And people must see. You think he's setting him up? You know what I'm saying? Money can if you have enough money, there's places, you know what I'm saying, where name doesn't matter. And you're like, they is really finna kill this dude after everything he's done. I know he hasn't held up his part of the bargain, but he's been a pretty good dude, especially, and treating, you know what I'm saying, Ray's sons as his own and everything like that. And when you get to the point where it happens, and then it cuts to like the end of the episode, you see him, he shaved his head off and he's rolling away. You see that they faked his death. I feel sorry for whoever the servant is that's kind of like burn up, you know what I'm saying, because they find him burned in the fire. So you got Corlys and his wife thinking they done lost all their kids, you know what I'm saying, but they still they have the only rights that they have are to their grandchildren. So like she wants Corlys to give the Driftwoods to, you know what I'm saying, one of their daughter's kids, and he's like, no, in this world people don't remember blood, they remember name. So he still wants to give it to one of Rhaenyra's kids, even though they're bastards, and like everybody knows they're bastards. Man, this is getting wild, what's going on here, and how everything's breaking down, because without them having any kids in the game, they really have no way to the throne unless through one of their grandchildren. But the grandchildren are so far off the path to get there, it's gonna be a lot of hustle and tussle to even get them to do something. So it's like trying to get them in as much power as possible, especially with them trying to make sure everybody's dragon riders and stuff. It's like everybody's trying to soup up dragons to make sure that they have the military power to combat anything that's gonna happen. What's her name? Alice's youngest son, you know what I'm saying, ends up taking ownership, which it was an incredible scene of him stepping up to Damon's wife's dragon and gaining control and riding it, and his whole we have enough, you know what I'm saying, because when he gets back from wooing the dragon, he gets into a fight with Ray's kids and with Damon's kids, which is crazy because at the end of the episode, those are the two households that join, because Rhaenyra and Daemon end up, you know what I'm saying, getting married. So their kids are all cousins and siblings and stuff. This is a headache. At the same time, it's weird, but it's House of the Dragon, it's Game of Thrones, it's normal in their world. I guess it used to be normal back. I don't know. It's just confusing, and it's really hard to follow the track line of legitimacy and what's going on in this show, because everybody keeps mating with each other and marrying each other. It's just really hard to follow sometimes. It gets confusing, but the storyline is great. Anyway, they end up fighting. This is where Aegon, I don't remember his name. Aegon's the older one. The little younger one that was always pushed around. The one who they bought him a pig and stuff like that. He ends up getting his eye cut out, and he was whooping all four of them, the two girls and the two boys. We can tell who was trained better. Sir Holder Grudge is definitely a better trainer than these bastard boys' dad was. So, and their fake legitimate dad or whatever, a Big L was better. He got them kids ready for war. So he ends up losing an eye. They get up. There's this whole intermingling where they're in front of the king. Alicent's there. Rhaenyra's there. Everybody wants to see what's going on. I feel sorry for Viserys, because all he wants is everybody's related to everybody's family. He wants everybody to get along. He doesn't want war. He wants peace. He's ready to do whatever to get happy. Alicent wants blood. She wants an eye for an eye. She wants to take one of her son's eyes. They can even choose which one they want. A courtesy you didn't give my son. Even though the fight started over Rhaenyra's kids being called bastards and being called out, because this kid went and got a dragon. Now he think he king boo boo. You know what I'm saying? He like, you can't stop me now. I got the biggest dragon. What y'all gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't push me around no more. So I understood his cockiness and what he was coming for, and the fact that he whooped all four of them kids, but he ended up losing an eye. So, and it's crazy because I feel like his sister, who is betrothed to his older brother now, is like calling all this shit. She said he would. We had to close an eye. That he's gonna get a dragon, but he had to close an eye. So I'm guessing it's close an eye. Just like I think in this episode, she called for talking about blood ties, dragon blood, and all that stuff when she's playing with the spider. Well, she might be a witch or something. They might be foreshadowing her having some type of mysticism. But her calling that, I believe she called Daemon and Rhaenyra, you know what I'm saying, giving each other, tying this up of blood. And they used the old Valyrian way, you know what I'm saying, to get married too, like slicing themselves, putting each other's blood on their lips and on their foreheads and stuff like that, and drinking from the cup, the old Valyrian style. And they had the kids there as, you know what I'm saying, witnesses. When they did this, it made it seem like it happened immediately, you know what I'm saying, like after Daemon's wife, like it happened within the same time frame. But I did read that this was like up to 6 months later. It's just the way that it was shot that made it feel like it happened immediately afterwards. With the way they skip time and stuff through what goes on in this show, it's hard to keep track of what's happening when and when what happened what. But Alicent ends up like attacking and looking crazy, you know what I'm saying, about what's going on, and going after one of the boys. Going after one of the boys. And Rhaenyra steps in the way. She ends up cutting Rhaenyra, and then her son looks at her. She's like, "That's enough." You know what I'm saying? That's satisfactory, because now we have a dragon. And then when you see them sail away, they have 3 dragons. I think they have 5 total, because I think each one of her kids have one, and then I think there's 2 other ones as far as on the green side. So like, I think they're ending up with more dragons, but I think they have more potential dragon riders on the black side, on the red and black side, on the Targaryen side, especially with Daemon. Rhaenyra, both her sons and both the 2 girls, and other things that happen. I think they got more dragon riders over there. So it seems like they're setting up everything as per se of what's going to happen, you know what I'm saying, in this war. And my man Otto was back as the Hand. We saw that coming. We see Alicent trying to set it up so that she has more people in the small council for her, including with old little gimpy boy who's going to become the Master of Whisperers, and who's actually the king of the head of Harrenhal right now, who had his brother and his father killed, you know what I'm saying. And he even comes to Alicent, was like, if you wanted an eye, I can get you an eye. And she's like, no, not right now. When I do need something from you, I need it to be discreet. I mean, everything that's going on is being set up in this show is going to be, it's just, nah. I mean, this episode was a 10 out of 10. Some people said it was boring. I ain't think none of that. I think there's a lot of stuff that's kicking off, a lot of stuff that's happening that is going to lead to more incredible storylines. And then the way stuff keeps jumping around just keeps you at the edge of your seat about what's happening. You don't know who's after who's going to kill who, what's going to come from what, who's going to wed who for power, who's going to try to make that power move. You know, man, House of the Dragon is legit. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Man, I dug it a lot, and I can't wait to see next week's episode. Holla at you guys later. Keep it A+. This has been a Nerd Mix. Indy out.